Okay, reinvent. Reinvent your love life, reinvent your relationship, reinvent the way you go about things, the instincts that lead you to places that make you feel great, instincts that lead you to places that make you feel crappy, and redo things that you don't like the way they went. It's possible. Not only possible, it is exactly what goes on every moment anyway. Everything is always changing, everything is always evolving, everything is always moving. So it's more about your ability to kind of step into the flow and let life happen in a very open and flexible and agile way. So let's talk about this quality of agility. Love agility. Agility and love. We're not talking about physical agility so much, although it's helpful. We're talking about emotional agility, psychological agility, mindset agility, your ability to be flexible, to move from one idea to another, from one circumstance to another, from one concept to another, from one person to another, from one conversation to another, from one idea that you've had, one feeling that you've had that you think mentally in a masculine way is the right way to feel or think or do, and allowing yourself to move from that place to what is actually happening in the moment. Sounds like a big deal. Well, it is. Agility is an awesome thing. It means a fight could be starting. And instead of following that fight down the same road that it usually gets followed down, instead of just following it down and going through the motions and following the pattern, you're able to stop in that moment and go, I think I'm going to reinvent this process and I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take him in. I'm going to hear him. I'm going to look at the picture. I'm going to experience what it is I really want, not what I automatically am reacting to, but what I want from him, what I want from the moment, what I want from the relationship, what I want from my life, what I want from the weather. And I am going to experience what it is I want, and I am going to practice the agility of expressing that in the moment and seeing how vulnerable I can allow myself to be. So think of all the great words of agility, flexibility. I can jump, I can move, I can change direction, I can turn in a circle, I can turn 360, I can turn halfway, I can look at different things at different times, I can see things differently. In other words, I can perceive a situation differently than I would automatically perceive it. Agility is your solution to being on automatic. You're no longer an automatic pilot once you're agile. So I want you to think about it, and I want you to do this assignment, which is just stand there. Something's always happening. Even if you're watching TV, something's happening. Something's always happening in the air, something's happening with a pet, something's happening with another person speaking to you. Instead of kind of pushing that aside or putting it into the box marked usual, the usual pattern, I want you to stop and feel some agility in your body and your mind and your heart. Take a breath if that helps you to kind of get all the air down, all the way down into your body and all the way up, and see if it gets you aware of and loosens up your limbs and your emotions. And ask yourself, what do I want? I don't really want to hear him right now. I want to watch this or I want to read this. Well, that's in the moment what you really want. So you can say, sweetie, I'm reading a book. I feel so involved. Can we talk later? Or if that's what you always do, if that's your pattern, you can go, I'll put this book down just for a second and see what happens. And you look at him and you hear him. Instead of talking to him, you let him talk to you. This is just a few ideas of ways to change it up. If you can change it up and shift and learn to use the modern Siren tools to do something different in a moment, you're reinventing. You're reinventing your process, you're reinventing your perception. This is the beginning of just momentous, dramatic change. This is the action of love. This is the process of letting love for yourself and life sort of loosen you up and lead you in your total sirenness, letting it lead you to where you want to go next. Letting it lead you to invite what you want in and to step away from what you don't want. So I want you just to think about agility and do the assignment, and I'll talk next on the next piece, which is awareness or awakeness.